interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Have you ever wondered why the news plays the same 5 stories again and again? Let me give you a little hint. Brainwashing and repetition is the most basic form of brainwashing. Join me as we look at the news cycle and talk about why the mainstream media is so gutless and afraid to report the truth. Oops, I muted myself. Good day and welcome to Conspiracy News with Michael Strange. This is a show where we look at the news and the conspiracy that is the news, which means the fact that the powers that be want to tightly control the brainwash and the propaganda, and they don't want you to actually see real news. Or if they do, it needs to be very quick. It needs to be like a 10-second, 30-second type situation just before a commercial, so they can come back after the commercial and teach you how to vote for this particular guy or that particular guy or whatever. So that's really what's going on here. It's the conspiracy is the news itself, but not just maybe the news and the way clickbait is rendered and all the rest of this stuff, but also how they use it against you as that political cudgel that I like to say. And it's true. This stuff is all true. There's no conspiracy here. And it's, no conspiracy that there's a conspiracy. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I see. Yeah, rabbit holes. But it's clear if anybody pays attention, and especially like I've said in the past year or so, it's been nuts. Or last 4 years even, it's been insane with the Donald Trump Orange Man stuff. Like the media has just completely lost its damn mind. And now, unfortunately, politically, they've been emboldened because they've all the blue teams got all the offices. So now all the things they're saying or proposing even are just ridiculous. So let's see what happens with that. But this is about the news anyway. If you want to be a part of the show, transparency is an important thing. Like I always say, you can't call Sean Hannity or Don Lemon while they're on the news show because they don't want you to. They got a packet chock full of propaganda. We don't have to do that. If we miss out on a couple news stories because you call, well, we'll just do them tomorrow. You see how that works? No harm, no foul. It's no big deal. 702-957-1037. I'd much rather talk to you guys than talk to myself. TroubledMinds.org is the official website. That's the other podcast, the website, and you can find the actual Discord link there. And we have an open Discord as well. If you want to jump in, just get in the caller queue, and we'll put you on the show. And that's what's up. That's what this deal is. That's what this show's about. That's everything. That's everything. Let's go to this one. This is actually an old story, but I wanted to bring this up. I'm not sure if we talked about this when it happened because it's so long ago, but I just wanted to make sure that as the algorithms and the facial recognition and all this stuff starts to kind of creep into everyday life, there seems to be a way that you can combat this. I don't know how this is still, if this is still relevant now with the way the algorithms have changed and whatnot. But headline is this. It's from 10.medium.com. The tools to defeat facial recognition are free online, and it only takes 2 stickers to fool this popular face detector, which seems fantastic if that's the case. Facial recognition software is far from perfect. Research has shown that it's plagued with racial bias, for example, and now researchers have identified a flaw with a robotic gaze. Research from Huawei's Moscow Research Center details one way to thwart a popular open-source algorithm used to detect whether there's a face in an image or not, a crucial first step before the system matches that face against a database of known faces. So the old hiding in plain sight routine, right? So interesting. I wonder. Let's see how long is this video here? Let's play this. Yeah, all right. It's only a couple minutes. Let's play this video, and this is a demonstration regarding this facial recognition tech. So let's see. Let's play this and go. As the video demonstration with and without patches here on your face. So we have the facial recognition kind of zooming in with the red boxes and identifying what's a face and what's not. Yeah, I don't think we did this one. I don't remember this video at all, unless we didn't play it. All right, so they're moving around, and the AI is identifying their face as they move, get closer, farther away from the camera, even walk back to the back of the room, change positions. It still keeps a red square on these people's faces. All right, in this video. This video isn't too long, so we won't do this for too much. But now I presume they're going to put on some... interesting that guy had a mask on. This was 2018, and that guy had... Think about that. The guy had a COVID mask on in 2018, and I didn't even notice. But he was trying to use it to fool the AI. Anyway, all right. So match one misdetection rate is 95%. So it was pretty accurate. So now he's got the mask on and some stickers on top of the mask, and this AI seems to be having problems locking onto his face. It does a little bit, but it's kind of bouncing back and forth, trying to figure it out. Interesting. So I wonder if this is going to be the new thing, right? Like what the joke is in 2020, 2021, we're going to start dressing like Mad Max and stuff like that, right? Well, maybe the new thing is going to be like these patches on our faces to thwart facial recognition. We just patch up like we're going to war or something, and maybe it will disallow it. Yeah, interesting. So yeah, misdetection rate 98% with this patch 2 here. So he had it like a mask on, and then stickers on them. These two stickers. Now this guy just has a beanie, glasses, and the 2 stickers on his face. And let's see what this looks like. Video's almost done, just another 20-30 seconds. But yeah, so now it appears that these stickers throw the thing off entirely because it's not detecting his face almost at all. It's like maybe grabs his nose or tries to detect a face but cannot because of these weird stickers. I think I'm going to get some of these. This is going to be the new thing, guys. You watch. This is going to be the new fashion thing. We're going to wear hats backwards, and we're going to put patches on our face. Yep, this is going to be the new thing. You'll see. You'll see. I lied when I said life is not a fashion show. It is if you're trying to dodge the facial recognition AIs. Anyway, so the attack on the face detector turns the algorithm against itself. It only works because the researchers had access to the program they were trying to fool, but that doesn't mean it's useless. Many commonly used facial recognition tools are built on open source software that is available to all. To develop the sticker hack, the team first took photos of themselves with checkered patches on their cheeks. Then they built an algorithm to alter the checkered cheek patterns in the images and test whether that changed the confidence of the algorithm, and which we just watched in the video there. So the algorithm was set to tinker with the checkered box hundreds of times, checking its confidence again and again until further changes didn't lower the probability of detecting a face. So let's see. Are these commonly available online, they said. Is there a link in here? I didn't see the link, but maybe they did. Let's see. Anyway, I think this is pretty cool. If it exists and it is a real thing, I'm going to try and find this link and I'll share it in the rest of this because again, this is important stuff, right? Like if we're like I said, if this is our Mad Max future, if this is your new normal, then hell, color me patches on my cheeks. Just call me Patches. That's what we'll do. All right, let's move on to this one. This is IndieWire.com, I believe. I don't know, yeah, there it is. A glitch in the Matrix director was skeptical about simulation theory until he started doing research. Oh, well, it's a good thing we have these people to tell us, right? Because otherwise we might not know. Yeah. For the uninitiated, it sounds like the mutterings of a tinfoil hat-wearing participant of a conspiracy convention. You see how the language here, the language. The theory that humanity and the rest of reality as we know it are actually part of a giant simulation akin to a cosmic video game. Randy Asher, who tackles the idea in his Sundance documentary, A Glitch in the Matrix, said he was doubtful that the idea held any water until he started doing research. Dun, dun, dun! He went on YouTube and found some rabbit holes. Quote, I was fairly skeptical. Then I started reading up on the science of it, he said in an interview at the Sundance studio presented by Adobe. Folks mentioning that quantum physics and quantum entanglements could be evidence of it. And there were Silicon Valley geniuses who were working on trying to break free of the simulation or find the code. Find the code, the source code. Quote, I was never really able to understand the bleeding edge of that, but it did leave me with a conviction that people who were smarter than me took it seriously. So that, okay, it could be plausible in its way. So a glitch in the matrix, like its creators, a somewhat agnostic to the idea, but using the writings and speeches of sci-fi writer Philip K. Dick, archival interviews with Elon Musk, the work of Plato and Rene Descartes, a new interview with everyday people who believe in the theory. Asher's documentary makes such a seemingly untenable concept a little more digestible. Interesting. What do you guys think about that? As always, love to hear from you. Are we now acceptable in the mainstream now that IndieWire has said that this movie director said it might be possible? Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I think it's definitely a good conversation. We've talked about this often, quite a few times anyway, and it is something to think about. It is, just like Elon Musk says, he had some pretty compelling arguments for this. So anyway, what do you think? Are we actually living in a matrix, or do we need this guy to tell us that it's possible and probable? Yeah, I'm not so sure of all that, but yeah, that's the deal. That's what's up. This is Conspiracy News. We're going to keep on moving here. There's more. There's always more. There's always more. In a news cycle full of propaganda and clickbait, holy smokes, there's always more. I actually just pushed one from my phone over, too. We'll pull that out. I think it might be breaking news. Actually, yeah, I'll pull that out. Let's see. Let me get it. Because it's, I'll tell you why. Right here. Let's, This is it. There we go. All right. So we'll get to that one next. Okay. So this is from space.com. And intriguing dark streaks on Mars may be caused by landslides, after all. Oh, all right. You mean not alien fortifications or anything like that? That's nice to know. So it says, Martian landslides might help explain mystery lines seen on the surface of the red planet, a new study finds. For years, scientists analyzing the Martian surface have detected clusters of dark, narrow lines that seasonally appear on steep, sun-facing slopes in the warmer regions. Previous research has suggested that these enigmatic dark streaks called recurring slope lineae, RSO, yeah, I guess that's RSL, are signs that salty water regularly flows on the red planet during its warmest seasons. Ah, the salty water, the tears of Mars flowing during the seasons. Recent missions to Mars have revealed that the planet does possess huge underground pockets of ice. Prior work suggested that warmer temperatures during the Martian spring and summer could help generate salty brines capable, at least for a time, of staying liquid in the cold, thin air of the red planet. And this is from 4 hours ago. This is brand new, right, hot off the press. However, geologists have discovered problems with the concept of brines causing RSL, explained study lead author Janice Bishop, a planetary scientist at SETI, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, and NASA Ames Research Center, both of which are in California's Silicon Valley. For example, the angle of slopes where RSL occurs and the features surrounding where they start, quote, largely are inconsistent with a liquid flow process, she told Space.com. Okay, so is it or isn't it? Dun, dun, dun. The plot thickens. Now Bishop and her colleagues suggest that the chemical reactions could make the Martian surface vulnerable to landslides that might explain RSL. Although the surface of Mars today is dry and harsh and cold and dominated by wind and abrasion, underneath the surface, micro-scale interactions of salts and tiny ice and liquid water particles can still be occurring today, Bishop said. The scientists focused on chemical reactions between sulfate minerals such as gypsum and chloride salts, of which table salt is one variety. Quote, on Earth, interactions between gypsum and chloride salts have caused collapse of parts of caves, sinkholes in soft sediments near salty lakes and ponds, and uplift of roads, Bishop said. So, okay, there we go. Got some chemical process things happening, and maybe these landslides, maybe the weird rock things on Mars that we're seeing, the anomalous things are actually Maybe not aliens. You never know. I think we'll have to talk to Ash about that. He may have a different take. But yeah, okay. So there we go. This is again from space.com 4 hours ago. Brand spanking new news. And guess what? We went through this entire article and not one time got even a hint about who you should vote at or vote for. You like that? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's possible. These knuckleheads, they just don't know how to do it. Yeah, they have money pointing them in the other direction. So anyway, let's see. Speaking of Ash, what's up? There's Ash just sending me messages. Let's see. Jeez, this guy. Okay, all right. So let's go to that one that I just pulled up. This Reddit thing. So we have more of this going on, right? This is a little bit nuts. Now, reported by the New York Post, and this just hit before we started, and I pushed it over the phone or right as we started. So this is a breaking news situation. Just actually updated. Reddit. Now watch as the propaganda again moves to protect the system. Okay, so the thing that's worst for the system is for these people to buy into this GameStop stuff, right? Or these stocks, manipulate the stocks, and then hold for as long as possible. Because when you do that, you prove that you can beat the propaganda, right? Of the scaremongering, and you're going to lose all this money and all these things, right? Like, if you hold on to it for a long time, you're going to lose your ass, right? Like this is the message coming out of the media, because of course they want them to back off, to let go of this. But check this out. This is again reported from the New York Post. Headline is this: Reddit trader behind GameStop rally says he lost $13 million in one day. And then you have the picture of the guy with his hand on his forehead going, oh no, deep effing value went deep in the red. The Reddit user who helped spark the explosive rally in GameStop's stock price said he lost more than $13 million in a single day as the shares crashed. Keith Gill, the Massachusetts man better known as Deep Effing Value on Reddit and Roaring Kitty on YouTube, revealed the loss on Reddit's Wall Street Bets forum, where he's been sharing regular updates on his GameStop investment. Okay, and let's see. Gill has 50,000 shares in the video game retailer along with 500 call options. The value of his stake dropped by $13.6 million on Tuesday as GameStop's share price tumbled 60%, adding to a roughly $5.2 million loss on Monday, according to screenshots of his brokerage account that he posted on Reddit. Even with those losses, Gill says he's racked up a $7.6 million gain on his GameStop bet, which reportedly started with a $53,000 investment in June of 2019. He doesn't appear to have sold any shares or options since the stock sank this week. All right, so notice the headline. He lost $13 million in one day, right, is what they say. But I'm not a mathematician, but if you start with 50,000 and you make 20 million, and then you lose 13 of that, or is that what it says, 13? 13 million in one day. That means you still have $7 million left in profit. Am I right? But you see what these headlines say. Lost 13 million in one day. Is that the case? Is that really the case? I'm not so sure that's the case. Dude's still in the black by a long shot, and he knows very well that his actual value is going to go down here, and he's probably holding it so he doesn't screw a bunch of the little guys. I don't know. I don't know his motivations here, or just holding to screw the big guy, screw the man, the Wall Street people, right? So who knows? Who knows what's going on here? But anyway, Gill has become an internet celebrity since his fellow Wall Street Bets users carried out one of the biggest short squeezes ever, giving GameStop's share price as high as $483 last week. He outlined how heavily Wall Street investors had bet against GameStop in a video last year on YouTube, where he has 334,000 subscribers, according to CNBC. The thesis helped spark an online revolution that's upended financial markets and caught the attention of regulators. Ooh, regulators. So, quote, I didn't expect this, Gill, 34, told the Wall Street Journal in an interview published last week. This story is so much bigger than me. And I agree 100%. Good on him, for noticing. That's the thing. If you don't pay attention, the establishment continues to get away with everything, and that's again another reason we do this show. I may not be as smart and gifted as this dude or whatever, know about the stocks and the things and the this and the that's, but it's still an important thing to be educated on what the establishment is trying to do, so that you can counter it when it comes to your doorstep, if you know what I mean. And I mean that peacefully. I'm not a violent guy. I do not advocate violence in any way, shape, or form. Let's take a quick break. This is a word from our sponsor, which is you. Are you digging the show? If so, you can support us quite easily and at no additional cost to you if you already have an Amazon Prime account. Since we stream on Twitch every day, all you have to do is link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and they give you free games on a monthly basis for your personal use, and also a bonus $5 a month to send to your favorite streamer as a way to bring more people to Twitch. And all you have to do is sync up the two accounts and click subscribe. Thanks for considering us. Okay, let's go to CNBC. Headline is this: Space Force General says success of private companies like SpaceX helps U.S. secure the space domain. Remember? Space is a war-fighting domain. Remember? That song, the Space Force song? Yeah, this is from the article. The nation's top general leading the U.S. military mission in space said Wednesday that he is excited about Wall Street and billionaire investment in the space industry, which has sparked renewed interest in the field among Americans and strong recruitment at the Pentagon's youngest branch. What have we been saying for 3 damn years on this show? Quote, there's a ton of excitement across America on space in all sectors, said General John Raymond, the U.S. Space Force's chief of operations, when asked by CNBC about the strides made by private space companies like Elon Musk's SpaceX. Quote, I've talked about people knocking on our door wanting to come into the Space Force in numbers greater than when we have slots to fill. I've talked in the past about how the universities are seeing more students apply for space STEM degrees, which I think is going to be great for our nation, Raymond added. I'm excited about all of it, but what we're doing here on a national security and what's going on in the commercial industry, what we can leverage the advantage, the 4-star general said without specifically naming any companies. The U.S. has long understood that we are stronger with it. I'm just going to stop reading. Okay. Anyway, sometimes they're just written so badly, and sometimes you just can't read. I don't know what happened there, but it's all right. You'll forgive me. So here we go. We got this dude, General John Raymond, and he's kind of beating his chest and howling at the moon, talking about space, right? And how we're gonna be smashing the war fighting domain, and we're gonna secure space for the United States. Going to secure space. I don't know. I'm still not sure what to think about this. And of course, when you reach a general in the armed services, you're basically just another politician, right? I mean, the general, it's a non-wartime general, is basically a politician. Am I right? So this guy's, whatever this guy says, he's up there waving his arms around and saying some things. And, he's at the thing and he gets people writing articles about him. And, this is brand new. It hit today. But you know what I'm saying? Like, we just have this type of situation where we have a propagandist basically up there kind of waving his arms talking about the Space Force. And whatever it is. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, if you want to be a part of the show, we're talking about the Space Force and this guy, General John Raymond, and what he thinks about securing space. And let me ask you this question. Do you think it's possible to secure space? So funny. Such a funny term. Such a funny way to think about these things. What's up? I see you guys in chat. Let's go to this phone number if you want to call, 702-957-1037. Troubledminds.org is the official website. Click the Discord link. You can be on the show that way as well. And that's transparency for you. To the haters, there's an open line. So if you want to one-line criticize me and call me names and things, well, there's a phone number. You can do it in real time, straight to my ears. And I'll even put myself on the webcam so you can do it straight to my face. How about that? That's called transparency, and it's fine. I just don't care. I think it is funny that people have to make snide comments and not call because I could tell them. I could defend myself, you see. Yeah, that's how dare I? All right, let's go to sciencemag.org. Where are we at time-wise? I think we're good. Everything's good. Looking good. All right. Now, this is pretty good stuff. The sciencemag.org. Marmosets eavesdrop on their neighbors and judge them accordingly. Damn microphone. Get out of my way. All right. This is funny. I thought this was pretty funny. Like a nosy neighbor, marmosets eavesdrop on the conversation of others and judge them based on what they say, new research finds. The pint-sized primates might be using the behavior to screen strangers, preferring to mingle with those they feel will make the best nannies for their offspring. Quote, this study is really cool because it pinpoints what's happening inside the animal when they eavesdrop, says Sonia Koski, an evolutionary anthropologist at the University of Helsinki who is not involved with the work. Common marmosets are native to the forests of northeastern Brazil, where they scurry between branches like squirrels, thanks to their clawed fingernails. They're tiny, weighing about 250 grams, and have white ear tufts that evoke the untamed hair of Albert Einstein. But it's their social structure that really sets them apart. Extended families of up to 15 marmosets live, eat, and hang out with each other, but only 1 or 2 pairs within each group breed. When babies are born, the whole clan pitches in. Siblings, cousins, aunts, and uncles all take turns caring for the young. It takes a village to raise a marmoset. And, yeah, right? Pretty good stuff. But I like the eavesdropping part the best. Let's see. Because marmosets rely on others for help, they must evaluate who is or isn't good at cooperation, says Judith Burkhardt, an evolutionary anthropologist at the University of Zurich. That's where the eavesdropping comes in. But what exactly is going on in the marmoset mind when they spy on the conversations? To find out, Burkhardt teamed up with UZH evolutionary anthropologist Rachel Brugger. The duo and their colleagues placed a single marmoset in a room and played recordings of marmoset vocalizations from a hidden speaker. The chatter was either from a positive interaction, like an infant marmoset calling for food and an adult responding gently, or a negative one, like the adult reacting to the hungry baby with aggressive talkback. As a control, the scientists played calls from a single animal. So the researchers then pointed on infrared camera at the faces of the marmosets to record the temperatures of their noses. Quote, one of the only places on the face that is not covered by fur, Brugger says. They tested 21 marmosets over 90 total sessions looking for drops in nasal temperature, which indicate the marmoset is alert and engaged. The animals got fired up during the combined calls, but not during the individual vocalizations, indicating they perceive them as conversations and not just noise. Okay. Okay, got it. Does that seem like the headline? Not so sure. Marmosets eavesdrop on their neighbors and judge them accordingly. Maybe. You're cool, Joe. You don't have to call right this instant, man. You have a pass, my friend. Anybody else? 702-957-1037, and you can be on the show. Love to hear what you think about the marmosets, the Space Force, the Reddit losses that are 13 million losses in one day for that individual on a $20 million gain. So whatever that means. To me, it still means he made $7 million. But okay. All right, let's continue. Let us continue, shall we? Let's go to SciTech Daily. Where are we at time-wise? I think we're good. 31. All right. I think we're good. SciTech Daily. COVID-19 lockdowns caused cleaner air and warmed the planet. Okay. Wait, what? Yeah. The lockdowns and reduced societal activity related to the COVID-19 pandemic affected emissions of the pollutants in ways that slightly warmed the planet for several months last year, according to a new study by the National Center for Atmospheric Research. Here we go. So damned if you do and damned if you don't, right? Everything's warming. Yeah. The counterintuitive finding highlights the influence of airborne particles, or aerosols, that block incoming sunlight. When emissions of aerosols dropped last spring, more of the sun's warmth reached the planet, especially in heavily industrialized nations such as the United States and Russia, that normally pump high amounts of aerosols into the atmosphere. Quote, there was a big decline in emissions from the post-polluting industries, and that had immediate short-term effects on temperatures, said NCAR scientist Andrew Gettleman, the study's lead author. Quote, pollution cools the planet, so it makes sense that pollution reductions would warm the planet. Wait, what? Wait, what? These guys. Okay, all right. Temperatures over parts of the Earth's land surface last spring were about 0.2 to 0.5 degrees Fahrenheit warmer than would have been expected with prevailing weather conditions, this study found. The effect was most pronounced in regions that normally are associated with substantial emissions of aerosols, with the warming reaching about 0.7 degrees over much of the United States and Russia. The new study highlights the complex and often conflicting influences of different types of emissions from power plants, motor vehicles, industrial facilities, and other sources. Yes, exactly. The complex and often conflicting. Yes, right there in the article. This is what I'm always saying. And then so based on this stuff, computer models, data, sketchy data, they're going to shoot particulates in the air. Yeah, no. Sorry, no. Nope. Again, so let's see. Despite the pandemic, the short-term warming effects, Gettleman emphasized that the long-term impact of the pandemic may be to slightly slow climate change because of reduced emissions of carbon dioxide, which lingers in the atmosphere for decades and has a more gradual influence on climate. In contrast, aerosols, the focus of the new study, have a more immediate impact that fades away within a few years. Okay. So, we get people inside, there's less emissions, and suddenly we get warmer also. I hope this is not the situation where we expect to now we realize, oh, if we just put some particulates in the air with what would you call them, reflective properties, then we can keep the sun from warming the planet, and we can keep it just the way it is forever. Yeah, I hope that's not the case. But anyway, what do you think about this? COVID-19 lockdowns caused cleaner air, they say, and warmed the planet at the same time. Odd? Isn't that the opposite of what they've been saying? I don't know. I don't know. Short-term, long-term, these types of situations, I don't know. I don't know what to believe from these guys anymore. It's this, it's that, it's the other thing, and it's all contradictory. And then you go back and you look into the Vostok ice core samples, and it doesn't match anything they're saying. And so you're like, well, what do we do now? That's a good question if you ask me. But okay, so let's take a quick break. You are listening to not that. You're listening to the other show. The other show is this. You're listening to Conspiracy News with Michael Strange. Hang tight. We will be right back. Okay, welcome back. This is Conspiracy News. I am Michael Strange, and we're talking about the news, talking about the news cycle. Sometimes we talk about propaganda. Sometimes we talk about just the news and how some of these things are pretty interesting that are coming out of the news, and clickbait and all the rest of this. So let's continue. Let us continue, shall we? Need I mention, again, if you want to be part of the show, 702-957-1037. Troubledminds.org is the official website. Click the Discord link. You can join the show that way as well. Discord is a chat client and a voice client, and there's a conversation that goes on there 24 hours a day. So come meet some smart people and talk about some smart things. You don't have to be a knucklehead if you're a conspiracy theorist. Even though I am a knucklehead, you don't have to be. Let's go. Let's continue. This is from Discover Magazine, and this is one that's gets kicked around in the ancient alien lands. This is from Discover Magazine, and the headline is this: Who built the Egyptian pyramids? Not slaves. Okay, they say not slaves. We've heard slaves before, but okay. And this is from February 1st, 2021, brand new. And let's see. Let's read some of this. You know, some people would say that, or some people would say that individuals that built the pyramids were not even people.
Ancient astronaut theorists say yes.
But these guys at Discover Magazine agree, or they disagree, and they think that people built them. Here we go. So, in 1990, a number of humble grave sites for pyramid workers were found a surprisingly short distance from the tombs of the pharaohs. Inside, archaeologists discovered all the necessary goods that pyramid workers would need to navigate passage to the afterlife. Basic kindnesses unlikely to have been afforded common slaves. Interesting. But that's not all. Archaeologists have also spent years excavating a sprawling complex thought to have been a part-time home for thousands of workers. The site is called Hayt el Garub, and it was likely to be part of a larger port city along the Nile River where food and supplies for the pyramid workers, as well as pyramid construction materials, were imported from across the region. Inside the rubble of Hayt el Garub, they found evidence for large barracks where as many as 1,600 or more workers could have slept together. And archaeologists also uncovered extensive remains from the many meals they ate, including abundant bread and huge quantities of meat like cattle, goat, sheep, and fish. Interesting. These workers' graffiti can also be found all over the building they created. The marks, written in Egyptian, were hidden on blocks inside the pyramids and were never meant to be seen. They recorded the names of various work gangs, including the Drunkards of Menkari and the Followers of the Powerful White Crown of Khufu. Both gangs were named after the respective pharaohs of their day. Other marks signify towns and regions in Egypt. A few seem to function as mascots that represent a division of workers, and they feature images of animals such as ibses, those birds, ibises, whatever they're called. Together, these hieroglyphics give archaeologists hints about where the workers came from, what their lives were like, and who they worked for. Nowhere have archaeologists found signs of slavery or foreign workers. Meanwhile, there's ample evidence of labor tax collection throughout ancient Egypt. That's led some researchers to suggest workers might have rotated through tours of construction like a form of national service. However, it's unclear if that means the workers were coerced. All right, so slaves, not slaves? I guess that's the question. Still trying to figure out who and when and where and why built the pyramids, and was it not the aliens? Well, some people say it's the aliens. Giorgio Tsoukalos with the big hair, he says it's the aliens, and the Egyptologists are not happy with that, by the way. Not happy. All right, let's go. Let us continue, shall we? Here's another one. This is from the Daily Mail. TheDailyMail.com. One of my favorites. One of my favorite tabloids. Probably the largest tabloid in the world. Fantastic. NASA's Hubble spacecraft discovers evidence of a weather system on nearby hot Jupiter exoplanet, despite blistering surface temperatures of 2,192 degrees Fahrenheit. Pretty hot stuff, eh? See what I did there? All right. We're going to try and not get distracted by the young ladies in swimsuits on the sidebar here. All right. The experts found evidence of chromium hydride in this zone, a temperature and pressure levels that could allow it to transform between liquid and gas, forming a weather system as it rains on the night side and as a gas on the day side. This is an important discovery, the team say, as a weather system is a key feature astronomers look for when finding a planet that is suitable for life. And finding one on such an inhospitable world could make the process easier for finding friendlier planets. Clear the throat here. All right. So this is pretty good stuff. This is, again, finding an actual weather system on an exoplanet. So researchers examined images of WASP-31b, WASP-31b, taken by the Hubble telescope. And so WASP-31b is an extremely hot, puffy planet 1,305 light years away from Earth. It is tidally locked with one side facing the star and the other facing out to space. The temperatures can reach as high as 2192 Fahrenheit in the zone between day and night. This is where researchers say the chemical chromium hydride could transform between liquid and gas and produce strong winds from day to night side. Pretty interesting stuff. So again, as we get these, the James Webb Telescope come online and some other things, maybe we'll get some more interesting things from space. But pretty cool stuff. Exoplanets, I always love hearing about them. You never really know what's out there. And again, right, keep your eyes to the sky. Keep your eyes to the sky. You never can tell. Here we go. Let's see. What about this one? Oh, this is classic, fantastic propaganda. All right, let's go to BuzzFeed News. BuzzFeed. Now, there's this thing going around TikTok, I guess, called the TikTok Silhouette Challenge. Right? Yeah. Women are warning creators about the TikTok Silhouette Challenge. What does this sound like to you? But by now, you've probably seen the Silhouette Challenge on TikTok with its distinct red filter. I personally have not, because I don't TikTok. But actually, I have a TikTok account. I just put a video up there, but I don't watch TikTok. Anyway, I digress. The trend started as a form of empowerment, a way for people to feel sexy and good in their bodies. But because everything is terrible, some people have found a way to turn a feel-good trend into depraved gratification. Well, what did you call it before? You know what I mean? Come on. I mean, really. Let's be real here. Okay, there are now many videos on YouTube instructing people how to use editing software or apps to change the contrast and color in a way that reduces the silhouette effect. Because participants are just a silhouette in the challenge, many are wearing less clothing or lingerie or lingerie or nothing at all. The goal of the editing is to reveal their bodies. Oh, you don't say. Sounds like a Russian propaganda scheme to me to get all the ladies naked and pictures of them. This is what it is, right? Instructions have also been shared on Twitter and Reddit. A subreddit for posting edited videos called R Silhouette Unfiltered has already been banned. At least 2 Twitter accounts that were editing TikToks on request and shaming the people in them have been suspended. Now people on social media are warning each other about the tutorials and advising people that whatever they are or aren't wearing may end up being seen. Yeah, no kidding, right? Is anybody shocked about this? Yeah. Now, the editing isn't able to revert the video back to the original form, but can reveal more details. This TikTok about it, posted by Lost Visionary Shots, has been liked by more than 55,000 times. Let's watch a TikTok, guys. Apparently it's like super short because that's the TikTok thing, but let's do it. Let's watch a TikTok and see what they have to say regarding this TikTok challenge. Okay. We get nothing. Nothing. It's silent. I'm sorry, but if you're trying to make TikToks, I think you should probably put sound in there. I don't know what broke, but anyway, if you guys want it, you guys know what to do. I'll share all my links. You guys can watch it. You guys can probably make the sound work. I failed, but what can you do? What can you do? So again, right? What do you think this is? With, of course, the silhouette challenge, the TikTok silhouette challenge to get women mostly naked and using some sort of red filter. Exactly, right? It sounds like a bad TSA setup, right? Where, no, don't worry. Nobody will see. Nobody knows how to undo the filter and bring out the actual nakedness of your nakedness. No problem at all. All right, let's go to the BBC.co.uk. One of my other favorite news sources. This was shared by Arc Platinum in the Discord. If you guys haven't joined the Discord, you can drop news articles in there for me, and I'll talk about them on the show. Easy as that. This one is a little bit longer because it's about a 7-minute video, so we're not going to watch this in its entirety. But there's a fantastic video here, and the headline is this: "The huge nuclear disaster hidden by the Soviets." And not the one you think. In 1957, a massive nuclear accident took place at the top-secret Mayak nuclear station in the Soviet Union. At the time, it was the largest nuclear disaster in history. So why has no one heard of it? Despite its size, Soviet authorities managed to keep the accident a secret for almost 4 decades, and details of the devastating legacy of what is now known as the Kyshtym disaster, Kyshtym. The Kyshtym disaster are still only becoming clear today. Interesting, eh? 1957, this thing. And let's see if there's a sound on this. What the heck? My sound is broke. Why is my sound broke? What the hell happened? You guys can hear me, right? Let's see. Oh, I'll bet you I know. Yeah, this stupid thing. All right.
That we don't.
Yeah, I have this stupid thing that it just pops up and just hijacks my sound. That explains it. That explains why the TikTok didn't work. Let's watch the TikTok actually, while we're doing this, because TikToks are notoriously short.
For the final product, because anyone can easily take those images and revert them back to the original. So if you're wearing a bra and panties, or if you're nude, or whatever you did before you applied the editing to create that shadow look, just know that it's really easy to just put it back to the original. Okay, be careful.
There you go. And so TikTok lives up to its name, and it was short indeed. So okay, so this is a little bit better. Again, a longer video here, 7 minutes 13 seconds. So do watch it. Check it out. Again, I had not heard of this myself. A massive nuclear accident took place at the top secret Mayak nuclear station in the Soviet Union in 1957, and they covered it up for decades. Literally covered it up for decades. And this is part of the problem with governments, right? Is that embarrassing things that happen, they don't want to say. They don't want to divulge the information because they look like a bunch of idiots. And this is, again, right, transparency. As always, you can literally trace back many, many, many problems with government to their lack of transparency. And clearly, maybe if they had divulged this information, maybe they could have gotten some help. I know this was Cold War times and all the rest of this, but who knows, Like maybe if they had let people know that this happened, then the world know, then maybe they could get some help. Maybe they get some disaster relief or some other things or some scientists to come help them or who the hell knows, right? But again, you can't do that because everything is national pride, okay? And so, yeah, in general, if you're going to pin me down to something, I think nationalism's a good thing. I think just because, these open borders, you see what would happen with COVID. If there were no borders, the shit would have just went like twice as fast, twice as hard, right? It's important. It's an important distinction because borders, though they're imaginary, in my opinion, they are also very real. And given the jurisdiction of the governments in between, you can see there's a huge difference between, let's say, China and here, right? We're converging, unfortunately, but there's still a big difference between us and China. And so if there were no borders whatsoever, you would have to give way, and you would have to give away some rights as a result of that. And that's part of what's happening in the European Union, part of what pissed off the Brexiters, as far as I'm aware, because you have to give up some of the things that you're used to having. And as you well know, you guys well know, I'm not willing to budge on freedom. Sorry. Not happening. But anyway, so if you hadn't heard of that, I hadn't heard of that. Good stuff. I linked it. Did I link it? Yeah, there it is. Do check it out. Watch that video and give the BBC some love for covering a good piece there. This is from Cointelegraph. Cointelegraph. I was about to say Cointelegraph, like the COINTELPRO. No, it's Cointelegraph.com. Corporate buy-ins could take Bitcoin price over $500,000, $500K. That's right. The price of the Bitcoin, right? So imagine if all these corporations just go all in and start jamming money into Bitcoin. It would go nuts, right? So here we go. Bitcoin could fetch at least $535,000 price tag if corporate buyers convert 10% of their cash reserves to the largest cryptocurrency. And one of the various conclusions from the latest report, quote, Bitcoin preparing for institutions, investment firm ARK Invest said that even a 1% allocation from S&P 500 companies would be enough to increase the Bitcoin spot prices by $40,000. The findings come as institutional buyers continue to focus on Bitcoin as a long-term alternative to cash, with one transaction in particular drawing attention after $500 million left Coinbase. Quote, based on search volumes compared to 2017, Bitcoin's price increase seems to be driven less by hype. With Bitcoin appearing to gain more trust, some companies are considering that it has cash on their balance sheets, the report reads. In terms of the longer-term impact of the corporations that could have on Bitcoin's scarcity, ARK forecasts that probable allocations would likely far outstrip the 1% level. So whatever the hell all that means. So they pump a bunch of money into it, and the price goes up, and but then they have it as cash money, as an asset. So they're saying that the corporations are more and more likely now to be trusting Bitcoin. So I guess we'll see how that shakes out. Me, myself, if I'm putting a huge chunk of money into Bitcoin, I'd be looking to withdraw it at some time in the near future, only because you never know. From time to time, remember, Bitcoins go missing in huge chunks, and it's not exactly always clear where that money goes. So the unhackable becomes the hacked. Futurism.com reports this. Let us continue. NASA ready to start building its asteroid-bound Psyche spacecraft. Pretty hot stuff, actually. Where are we at time-wise? Let's do this real fast, and then we will be right back to continue this article. This is a word from our sponsor.
Are you digging the show? If so, you can support us quite easily and at no additional cost to you if you already have an Amazon Prime account. Since we stream on Twitch every day, all you have to do is link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and they give you free games on a monthly basis for your personal use, and also a bonus $5 a month to send to your favorite streamer as a way to bring more people to Twitch. And all you have to do is sync up the two accounts and click subscribe. Thanks for considering us.
Okay, Futurism.com. NASA ready to start building its asteroid-bound Psyche spacecraft. Pretty good stuff here. Damn it, really? I've reached my monthly limit of 5 complimentary articles, right in the middle of talking about the article. All right, here we go. Let's see. It's really the final phase when all the puzzle pieces are coming together and we're getting on the rocket. This is the most intense part of everything that happens on the ground, Psyche principal investigator Lindy Eldens-Tanton said in the release. If all continues to go well, the spacecraft will be ready well in advance of its planned launch in August 2022. NASA expects that the final testing and assembly will last until spring of 2022, when it will eventually be sent down to the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Quote, the project made tremendous progress, particularly given the world around us and COVID-19 and dealing with the constraints that imposes, Psyche project manager Henry Stone said in the press release. We're in very good shape. We're on track and have a plan to go forward to make the launch. And so there you go. The Psyche spacecraft and the ad block. I'll get an archived version of this, guys, and there you go. If you want to be part of the show, doing this live to include you, 702-957-1037. There we go, archive. If you want to be part of the show, and click the Discord link at troubledminds.org, and using the trick that Dwayne Dibley taught me to get to the bottom of this, get right back to where we were. All right, so this is as this is loading. There you go. That's right in the archive. Check that out. You just paste it in there, and it loads itself up and does its thing. Let's go to this one. Wavy.com reports this. Northrop Grumman names spacecraft after NASA mathematician Katherine Johnson. And this woman, very famous. And I'll read you from the article. Let's see. So they named their... Northrop Grumman is named its NG-15 Cygnus spacecraft after NASA mathematician and Newport News resident Katherine Johnson. In the company's tradition to name each Cygnus spacecraft for an individual who has played a pivotal role in human spaceflight, Johnson overcame barriers of race and gender and whose work was critical in sending the first Americans to space. Johnson's handwritten calculations were critical for John Glenn's successful orbit mission around the Earth. Officials at Northrop Grumman say they are proud to celebrate Johnson's endlessly perseverant spirit. Johnson is most well known for her work behind John Glenn's orbital mission around the Earth. Glenn specifically requested that Johnson run the computer's calculations by hand to proofread its work, saying, if she says they're good, then I'm ready to go. And I'll tell you what, that's trust, right? That is trust. You get somebody in such high esteem that you're willing to put your life in their hands. Yeah, that's fantastic. Again, the giants of the field, the people that made these things happen, and nice that they're naming this the spacecraft after her. Good stuff. Let's see, what else do we got? Where are we at time wise? I think we're okay. A couple more. All right, so we will continue doing this. 702-957-1037, troubledminds.org. Click the Discord link if you want to be part of the show. If you want to be part of the show, and I will be nice to you. I'll be nice to you. Here we go. Chemists, this is from livescience.com. Chemists create and capture Einsteinium, the elusive 99th element. Einsteinium. Yeah, cool, right? Here we go. Scientists have successfully studied Einsteinium, one of the most elusive and heaviest elements on the periodic table, for the first time in decades. The achievement brings chemists closer to discovering the so-called island of stability, where some of the heftiest and shortest-lived elements are thought to reside. The U.S. Department of Energy first discovered Einsteinium in 1952 in the fallout of the first hydrogen bomb test. The element does not occur naturally on Earth and can only be produced in microscopic quantities using specialized nuclear reactors. It is hard to separate from other elements. It is highly radioactive and rapidly decays, making it extremely difficult to study. Researchers from the Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory at the University of California recently created a 233 nanogram sample of pure Einsteinium and carried out the first experiments on the element since the 1970s. In doing so, they were able to uncover some of the element's fundamental chemical properties for the first time. So physicists know almost nothing about Einsteinium. It's hard, quote, it's hard to make just because of where it is in the periodic table, co-author Corey Carter, an assistant professor at the University of Iowa and former scientist at Berkeley Lab, told Live Science. Like other elements in the actinide series, a group of 15 metallic elements found at the bottom of the periodic table, Einsteinium is made by bombarding a target element, in this case curium, with neutrons and protons to create heavier elements. The team used a specialized nuclear reactor at the Oak Ridge National Laboratory in Tennessee, one of the few places in the world where Einsteinium can be made. Pretty hot stuff. Let's see if we get to the point where this can be a stable thing. Are we going to be talking Bob Lazar again? Maybe. The fuel you need to continue space flight for aliens, right? The reverse engineering. What was that? Element 115. Well, Einsteinium is past that on the periodic table, so let's see what happens with that. Here we go. Space.com reports this. Lots of space news today because they're doing lots of space stuff. I kind of dig it. SpaceX's Starship SN9 prototype launches to 10 kilometers and then crashes during the landing. I know I saw this a couple times and I didn't really talk about it, but then it crashed, and then I thought it was interesting to talk about. It is cool how they do these test flights. Let's see, can we play this with the sound? No, it's a long video, 7-minute video. So I linked it. You guys can check it out if you want to watch the video yourself. But here we go. So another Starship has flown high and come down hard. SN9, the latest prototype of SpaceX's Starship vehicle, soared on a test flight today, February 2nd, that would be yesterday, from the company's South Texas site on the Gulf Coast near the small community of Boca Chica Village. The stainless steel SN9 lifted off at 3:25 p.m. Eastern, local Texas time. The 165-foot-tall, 50 meters for you metric types, craft appeared to fly well, shutting down its 3 Raptor engines sequentially as planned, reaching its target altitude of about 6.2 miles, and performing a complex horizontal flip as it would during an operational re-entry to Earth's atmosphere. Yeah, right? So, but then came the landing. So the SN9 didn't manage to slow itself down enough or get vertical for landing. The vehicle hit the touchdown site hard about 6.5 minutes after liftoff, exploding in a massive fireball, as its predecessor, the 3-engine SN8 prototype, did on December 9th. Yeah, so crash and burn. Crash and burn. Quote, "We've got a lot of good data, and the primary objective to demonstrate control of the vehicle in the subsonic reentry looked to be very good, and we will take a lot out of that," he added. So there's the, let's go full screen, and you guys can see the GIF of the crash and burn landing. As you can see, the fireball, as they stated, it didn't quite land. Coming in too hot, and it's didn't quite get vertical, and so it was kind of tilted a little bit as it hit the ground, and now it just looks like a bomb. Unfortunately, but yeah, pretty good stuff. This type of space testing again gets me excited. This is where we should be heading, and instead of waiting for these stupid governmental people to do what they need to do and make this stuff happen, you get smart people like Elon Musk and dare I say Jeff Bezos, who's going to be working on Blue Origin a lot more apparently. So this stuff's good. This stuff's good in my opinion, and I think we're in a good spot with this. Definitely heading in the right direction. Let's get off this damn rock. At least get some colonies going up there. So if something happens down here, I don't know, let's say they put too many particulates in the air and it causes things to get really, really dark, and we can't grow food anymore, and then everybody dies, then at least we have, eggs in the other baskets type of thing. But yeah, existential crises, guys. These are not funny things to play around with. All right, one more. We talked about this a little bit. The Myanmar, the coup, right? The actual coup that happened in Myanmar. Here you go. So this is from Politico, and we'll finish up. If you want to be a part of the show, got time for you, 702-957-1037. You can join the Discord at troubledminds.org and be part of the show that way. Let's look at this. So reported by Politico. Yep, I linked it. Okay. It will backfire on everyone. UN democracies walking a fine line with China on Myanmar. And so, like we said, this was a coup that happened, and this is not good. Like this is the way the world is everywhere else, guys. Here we go. The United Nations Security Council is meeting this morning behind closed doors to debate how to respond to the military coup in Myanmar, but few diplomats expected the body to agree on a common position, amid a split between Western and Asian members of the Council. The United Kingdom, which is leading the Security Council through February, proposed... What did they propose? On Monday afternoon, that the Council express deep concern at the state of emergency imposed by the Myanmar military on February 1st and the detention of members of the legitimately elected civilian government, including State Councilor Aung San Suu Kyi and President Win Myint, and civil society, according to the draft text obtained by Politico. Now, the draft text calls on Security Council members to condemn the military coup and for coup leaders to immediately release those unlawfully detained and allow unhindered humanitarian access throughout the country. The strongly worded statement is likely to face significant amendments and may be vetoed by China at Tuesday's debate, 2 European diplomats said. The debate over how to respond to the Myanmar crisis highlights an asymmetric clash between a China that has wired the UN in recent years and a Biden administration that doesn't even have its ambassador in place yet. Yep. Linda Thomas Greenfield, Biden's appointee to lead the U.S. UN mission, faced tough questions on China before the Senate Foreign Relations Committee on January 27th. She has described China as a strategic adversary, but stopped just short of calling China's systematic repression of its Uyghur population a genocide. Of course not, because, right, that would be 2 + 2 = 4. But we don't want to do that, do we? No, of course not. Anyway, Thomas Greenfield awaits a committee vote to send her nomination to the Senate. Beijing has stayed on the sidelines so far. Quote, China is a friendly neighbor of Myanmar's. We hope that all sides in Myanmar can appropriately handle their differences under the Constitution, Wang Wenbin, China's foreign ministry spokesperson, said Monday. China's state-run Xinhua news agency described the coup as a major cabinet reshuffle. That's how we do cabinet reshuffles now. You send the military in, right? Yeah, interesting. We'll keep an eye on this as it develops, but this is a problem, right? Like if you start having China or other large companies back militaries of smaller countries, neighboring countries, and basically take them over through the means of an actual coup. Like I said, go look up what a coup means. We've talked about this, and that thing at January 6th was not a coup, regardless of what all the knuckleheads in the media tell you. They're trying to, again, politicize it. They're trying to use it as a weapon against you. So anyway, we're done. This is Conspiracy News with Michael Strange, and the bad news is we're done. The good news is, God willing, we'll be back tomorrow. We will also be on tonight on the regular Troubled Minds, 7 p.m. We'll be on the Fringe FM tonight from 7 to 9. Then we'll do a third hour. So if you're into that, that's what we're going to do. Probably talk about Bob Lazar tonight. I was going to try and do it last night, but maybe go back into the past and look at some of the statements he made and talk about reverse engineering UFOs. I think that's probably as good a topic as any, and worth going back and looking at some of the old statements that he made way back in the day. So and how they've kind of held up with some of the newer stuff that Tom DeLonge and all this other stuff. So anyway, if you guys are into that, that's the type of discussion we have over there at Troubled Minds. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights at 7 p.m. to 10. We do 2 hours on the radio with the Fringe FM, and then a third hour off the radio, just streaming on YouTube and Facebook, etc., so on. So anyway, if you're into that, we're doing that tonight. And let's finish this up. And let's roll this the thank you Star Wars crawl. So for the folks that have subbed up to this channel, thank you very much. For the folks that have not, thank you very much for considering it, and thank you for hanging out, being here, spending your time with us, all of that. Thank you to everybody. Special thank you to the folks that have subbed up to the channel. It does help me pay for the phone line, some of the podcast hosting, and some other things. It helps a lot. I appreciate it. Thank you to these folks. As we finish, don't forget tonight, 7 p.m., The Fringe FM. Troubled Minds, probably talking about UFOs tonight. Haven't completely decided, but I think that's it. Anyway, thank you to these folks that have subbed up to the channel. And just click the subscription button down there. You can do it for free with Prime. As the commercial says, this show is funded directly by a decentralized freedom squad that answers only to ourselves. Corporate and political interests can jump off. Thank you to AJ Dare, Alien Nichan, Arc Platinum, Axel Steel 3, Dark Devious, FGC Spiral, Guerdo75, Ident, Lizzie Dags, Monochromatic, Nikki Nix, Noble Cal-L, Often Frozen, Quint67, Superbike 1, and Satan Claus. Appreciate it a lot, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being you. Don't forget tonight, 7 p.m., Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7 to 9 on The Fringe. An extra hour off The Fringe, just streaming on YouTube and Facebook. Troubled Minds. We'll see you tonight at 7 p.m. Have a great afternoon.